Oh my gosh, I started the stream. Wow. Oh my lord. Oh wow. Wow. Was it funny? So much lizard. Sorry, I meant to say it. Much, such, much. Wow. Oh my gosh. On here? Maybe. In spirit. Um I was gonna make that now that I was quoting the Owen Wilson oh wow joke, I was gonna say that like yesterday on the Superb Owl, there was a ad with Owen Wilson speaking Spanish as he narrated a football game or football match, as I think you call it in English. Maybe. Um, yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's so many ads. There was a Pokemon ad. You had uh Pokemon gotta catch them all with celebrities. You talking about soccer? What is this soccer? I'm talking about football. Hey there, chat member. Hello there, Tomboy Simp. Wow, is the chat stream that delayed? If it's that delayed, I'm just gonna say chat. Type in uh, what can be a keyword? Yeah, the baby. Just type the baby. I just want to see how much of a delay there is today. Okay, there we go. So it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Not that bad. Okay. Guys, don't judge Prime 4 yet. Wait until we get the release of Beyond Art Book making a Chatoya. Yeah, Deadway was making a fair point. 20 pages on my Beyond review for just the story is just completely uncalled for because we haven't still gotten let me load up what was it he texted me before starting the stream. It cracked me up. uh Hold up a minute. Yeah, he's saying like it's too much. It's just too much. And I'm like, what do you mean? It's like you can only really judge it when Lamorne Warriors Age of Tragedy tells the canonical events leading to the Metroid Prime 4 Beyond game. Yeah, no, I mean it's shit on the same thing that they did with Tears of the Kingdom. Because that's what they did for Tears of the Kingdom. Uh, yeah, how are you doing, Chad? Today's stream will be certainly shorter than the regular schedules that I've been doing. I was planning on at least playing some Metroid Bread. Because I don't know, I've been in the mood of just replaying Bread. It's been a while since I've replayed Bread. I kind of cursed myself the other day thinking about doing a Bread mode run that I mentioned to you guys in between either a heart mode Beyond run or a dread mode Bread run. Um, and just because like it's a short 2D Metroid game, and whatever. But if not, we could also play like into Unbreakable, which I do have downloaded on my PC. Uh, or we can just go back to Metroid Prime. So I was kind of like waiting until we started the stream while I set up some stuff so that you guys could more or less tell me what you're more feeling for the background. Because if it's up for me, I'll just go into hello, welcome to Metroid Bread. I'll try the autopilot as the Hemis destroy me once again. If not, I can always go back to Armored Chore. Try and get more of those S ranks. You know, yeah, I did Beyond wrong, but so did Nintendo. I typed. Here's another thought you could steal. Game day wise, Beyond got all the expensive stuff right and all the cheap stuff wrong. I wouldn't even say I got the expensive stuff right. Cause like I was just looking at more of the of the cutscenes and like the cinematography and all this other stuff, and where I would put the expensive money into the game, and like nothing really feels expensive, if you may. It also feels like standard. Mm, it's the best way I can describe, not describe. But like, yeah, I guess that for from gameplay perspective, yeah, that's definitely a thing. It's so unfortunate, man. I don't really want to, you know, people waited so long for this game, and uh I also want to say in my 2 cents about the sales topic with Beyond. From a neutral perspective, you know. Sure, I don't. Beyond that, not I'm not on the I don't like Beyond train of sorts, but I think that the sales of the game are mostly in part because like it's not like Nintendo had announced a new system a couple of years ago, and then they decided to drop a number 4 trailer during it so they could sell the system and then open pre-orders for it since like back in those days. So I feel like a lot of the sales that have come from Beyond right now, it's just like the pre-orders and the people who bought a Switch and all that for the game. So it makes me wonder how much longer will it continue to sell. Like how harsh will be the drop in actual units being sold after the fact, and how many of them are being sold on sale, because Beyond, in a weird twist of Nintendo games, I saw was 50% off or 40% off in Amazon EU and Amazon UK. Um, so like it's and then they didn't put so much advertisement in it compared to like Dread, which was like, announced and released on the same year, and then just a few months between them sold all those units, and I still see people like talking about Dread and or catching up with Dread, that like it just makes me wonder. Well, I think that the issue with the system is that the price is comparable to like the PlayStation and stuff, but the game and the horsepower behind it, maybe not so much. So like when you tell me that the difference between a Switch 2 and a PS5 is $50, it's kind of like hard to look at the four or so Nintendo Switch 2 games are on it, and how many of them is collect green energy crystals of sorts. And definitely someone say, "Oh, is it out?" Sentiments about Prime 4, which is insane. When the game restarted development, it hit the top of Twitter's trending. Well, because it was like some crazy news. When do you hear Nintendo making these type of news? I bought my Switch 2 the day they reset develop my Switch, sorry, the day they reset development, because I wasn't going to miss rather the good games the system had. Fair. I'm so goddamn glad I didn't sit and wait for a Switch 2. Yeah, I feel with you that Destroyer. I like this for the dread mode. It's just like you will die. It's just like the understanding of what this is. People joked about how PS5 had no games, when then the Switch 2 has Mario Cars, Kirby Cars, Metroid Cars, Donkey Kong Punch. Yeah, but I feel like with you, Destroy, I feel like buying a Switch at the time you did was probably the best thing, because like a few years later, you got Dread. It was a lockdown, and there was I ironically think that the Switch's like golden era was like during the launch of the system with games like Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, Animal Crossing and stuff like that. But the canonical events leading to The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom game that you spent $70, now spend another 60. Then again, it's the same company that asked us to pay $30 to easily witness the canonical events of the Silex backstory in the Metroid Prime 4 Beyond game. No Metro surviving on SR38, I became infested with the X. Ah, oh, Fusion, my beloved. Oh wow, Fusion, Fusion, my beloved. Fusion, my beloved. Fusion is it's a game so peak that like I feel like we've been chasing that sort of peakness since then. I don't blame them. This game was just made different, man. I love these shots so much. I love the art of this game so much. Like I just feel that like because Nintendo had such a shit era since like the Wii U and stuff like that, they had to like lock in for the Switch launch. That they made all these games that I just felt like they got comfortable or like, all right, we gotta release these games in a crazy schedule that like they never really got the quite the same level of polish. Like I think of Fire Emblem Three Houses and just like how jarringly jaggy and empty some of the stuff have and the rigged like the rigid lack of animations and all these other things that like again it's a Fire Emblem game and how everything just felt so small and like made out of sticks. Fusion gets don't forget the boom box feature while riding the redacted bike in Metroid Prime 4 Beyond Nintendo Switch 2 edition game that costs you another $40 or sorry 30, my bad. Emmy, who would win in a fight, Emmy or View, chat? It's a cage match. Only one robot can come out. Who is it winning and why? Fusion gets the right balance of story, and it hasn't been replicated correctly in the franchise since. I'd say Dread replicated that balance great. Sure, Dread has a lot more to talk, but it's way faster to skip on Dread and sort of get lost in it than in Fusion, I'd say. See, I'm not into Metroid for the story much, but I can't deny Fusion has a good ass story. Yeah, me neither. Like, I'm not usually the story of Metroid games is the icing on the cake for me. Like, it gives me the ebb and flow of what I need, why the things happening. But I feel that like the beauty about the Metroid games is the show don't tell of their stories. But the way Fusion handled this tell of the story was that it's perfect because it was introducing more of the bite-sized stuff and never really came in the way of your exploration or adventuring. It felt in itself getting the context of what's going on as a reward for the exploration as well. Prime 2 is still my favorite story. It's so unobtrusive. Yeah, agreed. I feel like Echoes is just Prime 1 but better, but yet it still finds a way to have its own like identity that it's part of the reason I like it. It doesn't feel like, all right, it's just Prime 1 done better, but Prime 1 done in a different aspects to take advantage of some of the other things. Honestly, I don't see View. I don't think View is winning. Okay, yeah, I guess if some grievers were able to like break off his arm, then an Emmy would be able to as well. Like those things are strong. Jess story is good, but Samus is mute again as a result of other M. Yeah, but Samus is mute, I think, in the best way because she's a character about actions speak louder than words. It's more about what she's saying through her body language and less of what she's actually has to say with her mouth. View's definitely the only ally they feel he's like they do something in Prime 4, but I don't think he's beating the Emmy. Agreed. Dread was comparable to the best of Super Metroid and Fusion. It had great boss fights, the Emmys were actually scary, and then the story still. I agree. It borrows like worked off the many story hints of Zero Mission and Fusion. I think the biggest credit I can give Dread is that it showed up out of nowhere and it still feels like it understands what came before it into making this build up for everything is about Ravenbeak as a cosmic threat, but it's not deliberately telling you that the story is about Ravenbeak. You just get to witness the world and the struggle that he had to survive against the X parasites with no Metroid DNA, by the way. So I think it just does a great job of just painting this guy as sort of like this cosmic threat where losing an entire planet and army of Machins just means nothing. You know, it's great how the trilogy are all great, but don't superannuate the other entries. I agree, Deadweight. Oh, so cool. Oh, Gabe, can we get a mod in the chat, or do you need me to step in? Mm. Yes, yeah. I was too distracted by Ravenbeak. He's so hot and so cool. He could. This is all they had to do with Silex in the encounter at Tanamar. You're saying so much with the way they fight each other and the way they assess each other without having to say anything. Oh my gosh. Now we have to tell the bots Hadar sent Olman, though. So the reason why people say Samus talks too much in other M is because of the monologues? Yes, but it's also because of the way that the localization went about the monologues. Ravenbeak is pretty simple as a villain. He's only in one game, and his quote daughter line is stupid. So it's a testament that he's like one of everyone's favorite villains, mine included. Love this guy. Yeah, I agree. It's also the fact that it makes sense with all the things and all the lore and all the build up in the Metroid universe and stuff in that, like, it just feels like, again, it's a borrowing elements to just make this build up and able to paint a guy who shows up in one game as a threat, in a threat that of cosmic proportions, no less, as dangerous as the Phazon if you think about it. Ravenbeak doesn't use his arm cannon until he grabs her. Yeah, right? Yeah, I was gonna say he fired the laser in the beginning. Small Ravenbeak, Small Teeth, and Samus Returns was also creepy as heck. I love it. Like, Samus Returns actually helps a lot too with Ravenbeak. It's not just Samus Returns, but just like, yeah, that the Chosen Memory 11 will always live rent free in terms of the coolest things done in the Metroid series that you just don't expect. Uh, but it's the fact that, like, Samus Returns was hyping up Ravenbeaks as much as, like, say, Beyond was hyping up Sealux, right? But the clear difference is that because there's like a vision and a message with Padre Beak since like before Dread, that it allows for there to be this ominous presence and live up to the expectations, because Dread's writing and story already understands what made its predecessor so intriguing. The horror sense of Samus loses against the enemy in the beginning, and all these other tropes that the Metroid series uses, but it uses this to its advantage to really sell and emphasize that it's a story about survival, if you think about it. From Ravenbeak's part in terms of surviving the X infestation in ZDR, as much as it is of Samus figuring out how to escape ZDR. They found a way to like marry both into one. And so the journey that you're having in Dread is also comparable, or you can draw parallels to Ravenbeak having to go through the same struggles to just stop the X infestation. So all the facilities that you're turning on and all these other things feel like they have a genuine purpose, and stuff that just feels natural, and it tells you more about your villain in hindsight. The Trine trilogy was strong. Prime was a window into Metroid working with the first person. Echoes took that and expanded it. The Corruption was a nice wrap up for the Phazon. Yes, and even in Corruption's like combat, you could argue that hold on. Jaza. Oh, sorry, Burb. So like Corruption leaning into action makes sense because it's building up on the things of Prime 1 and 2. But even its intro establishes the story as sort of like it's horror despite of the action, with how the Dang Samosa dream sequence in the beginning and then Dang Samosa at the end, just like all of this was a trap to get you in this room so I can corrupt you. Eat shit. If I crash the Leviathan on Norian is a win, but if I don't, it's whatever. I kind of want him in Smash with his gimmick being an Incineroar-esque counter that gives him Cloud-esque limit breaks. Like his basic ability can be beam burst and flash shift, but one off become a hyper beam and a shine spark. That'd be crazy. Oh hey, it's Adam. Yeah, it's Adam. Chad, have you ever played this game with a context of what if Samus is aware that it's Adam, that it's Ravenbeak talking to her? And if so, when do you think she knows of this? Like, when do you think that she figures the whole ruse? I love how the daughter line sounds stupid at first, and you realize he's saying it both proudly, only because of the DNA being from him and nothing more, and to rile her up even further to push her to use her metric powers even more. He's so deliciously psychologically manipulative. And that's precisely why I love him so much. He leans into the psychological warfare as much as raw power. Power is everything, but he demonstrates that it's not just physical power, but also emotional and psychological control, or that gives you power over other individuals and stuff like that. That is so great. It just makes him all that much more cosmic scary of sorts. Um, I also think it's kind of funny that Padre Beak pulls a Darth Vader. I think how this all connects Samus and Metroid's even more actually makes that reveal perfect. She literally pulls what Metroid's done in SR38, specifically to Ravenbeak. Samus figuring out Adam Twist. Why doesn't Adam sound like a dad right now? I mean, Adam already sounded like a dad anyways. And he was the closest thing to a father figure that she had, so. Corruption did voice acting also, but it never faltered, making you feel like it's still survival and giving actual consequences, introducing us to the other hunters. The way that Corruption gets away with it is because it still labels Samus in a state of vulnerability and weakness, with her dealing with her internal corruption, and how seeing the effect take the other hunters sort of actually has an impact on her. That really paint the picture that she's still trying and struggling to survive with something. The issue with Beyond story is that at no point is Samus struggling, which or has like the villain has the upper hand on them on her, or the advantage, quite like even Super Metroid with Ridley stealing the Bobby. You know what I hated? You know what? I hated the daughter line because he's not her father, but I hadn't thought about him trying to get under her skin by claiming ownership of her. Yeah, that's the way I interpret it. He's claiming ownership because in this way, this entire game is like she's something that he sees as like belongs to me in a way. Your free will and whether or not you want to come along with my plans is not of concern to Ravenbeak. He's just here to try and get the best weapon that he can possibly out of her. So it's all to get under her skin, as well as the literal, well, you have my DNA, my genes, you know? So it works in two levels that yet still builds upon the established lore from the 2D game. So it works on several levels. And it's part of the reason I had loved the story since the beginning. Because the more you think about it, because you're replaying the game and all this other stuff to either get the new endings or whatever, you just start pondering, you know? And that pondering leads you to have more reasons to like it. Deadway, you disappoint me, but I'm glad you're slowly realizing the errors of your way. Samus doesn't seem to show a lot of emotion in Prime 4 compared to past games. Even compared to this, it's just like the way that she moves, it tells you that there's like a train of thought going under the helmet. Same with Corruption and stuff like that, where the performance gives your character to an extent. The Metro DNA is mine because you are mine, precisely. I love how the enemies are animated, dude. I know, right? Like every Metro game always leans into the horror, but Beyond is just action. Even Other M understood that, and I feel like that's why, you know, I kind of was able to see things that you could salvage from it into later Metro games because it was trying something new and being transparent about it being a new game and trying something stuff, you know, just made it easier to digest, but that's beyond the point. Prime 5 and Prime 6 actually get made. I really hope that they lean more into the cosmic horror side of Metroid, like with the Yang or from Echoes or Ravenbeak from Dread. It has to, because if not, I think like it's not. Is it really a Metroid game? If it's not horror, aren't these games are about horror? Hey, Midnight. Yeah, the great piece of media gets better when you think about too much, not worse. Yeah, too much action means you're not vulnerable enough for horror. It's that you can make action, you can have action horror as much as you can have horror action, but in order to have horror, you need to establish a vulnerability and stakes. And I feel that it's something all Metroid games do so beautifully at the beginning, not just with the literal Samus starts at her weakness as her weakest or loses her power-ups, but because they stage the like her at a disadvantage that she has to overcome. So it gives you the sense of horror, but also growth, two in one. You never really feel in Beyond because she's never really struggling. Like, by the time that you are saving Mackenzie, you're already like placed on a pedestal by the Federation troopers on Tanamar, and then the Lamorne with the Chosen One prophecy type of stuff. So there's never a moment for like stuff like this to hate Samus. Like the great rack focus just shows that like the enemies can just hide in plain sight and get the jump on her. You can see the thought process over here in her eyes. Like, okay. I give nicknames for each enemy. Yeah, you can give nicknames, but they gotta be new nicknames. But yeah, you from Metroid's always been about like horror. All of the title screens and intros really establish the horror in all of these games. If it's not Super Metroid's baby Metroid surrounded by corpse of dead people in the vacuum of some space station, then it's Fusion showcasing Samus getting, infected by an X parasite that's trying to eat her from the inside and her ship crashes. Or the whole frigate Orpheon. Or the dead troopers and all the spooky stuff in Echoes. Or the nightmare scenario of corruption in the beginning of the game and stuff. I've always considered Metroid as a series that is perfect for people who love horror concepts but don't want to actually play a horror game for it. Is the fact that you can have a horror game that doesn't just become like I'm here to scare you or make you feel uneasy or shock you. Horror is just a genre that's so big that I feel that video games just always lean into. It's got to be spoopy, but you can make the spoopy affect the audience in so many ways. The choreography for the movements of the MS is so damn good. Yeah, it's just this game is so well animated. I feel like the guys at Mercury's team really grabbed like that whole awesome body language tokusatsu-ish fundamentals of animation from the cutscenes, and they just applied it to this and then cranked it to 11. So it's great to see how like the 2D series not only borrowed elements from other M but even Prime into like the environmental storytelling and the ebb and flow of backtracking that just help paint a picture towards Ravenbeak. It's funny, the body language in both Dread and Beyond make her feel almost like a different character compared to the previous iterations of Samus, but one of them in a good way. Not only that, because the one in Dread has a goal of why Samus might be acting out of character, which I already told you. And it's just that because it's the Metroid DNA trying to take over and she's holding that back. I wonder through retconning or perhaps Galactic Federation's curiosity if Phazon can reemerge by extension Dark Samosa. No, please. No. All right, no. I'm gonna take a quick no break. I'm gonna get water, but no. No more Phazon, please. No, no, it's over. Let it die. All right, I'm back. The way they nailed the feeling of artificial optimized movement on a natural humanoid body is just chef's kiss. Yeah. No. No. Gabe was just probably working. Let me see. Mighty Switch Force is what I think. For me, it's like a Mighty Switch Force, Advance Wars, or Shantae-ish. It's like something. Mm, yeah. Even if her body language in Dread doesn't have that reason, it doesn't matter. It just feels right for the character. The twist in her hips and her shoulders back creates such great silhouettes. Yeah, and it's also the action, reaction, pauses, and sort of in between keyframes that also help convey a lot of just how Samus moves. That it gives her a character that having her just stand stiff, like it feels like Beyond. They grabbed Metroid Prime 1 and they say, like, all right, this is what we need to kind of more or less emulate or use as a reference. But nobody was bothered to look at the animations from Echoes and Corruptions, and then they took that for the animations and Beyond. It's just stiff. So who's the artist for this game, Gabe? Oh, you're still figuring out? I thought you had it because you kept saying no. Your focus should just be simply to survive. Beyond. Silex never struck me as a 100% bad guy, just as a rival hunter who's got beef with Samus. I don't know, dude. The guy is using illegal weaponry to go and cause havoc on the galaxy by destroying the Galactic Federation. I can see Noxus and Spire more of rival characters, but Silux is just straight up evil, man. He's killing Federation troopers in the intro in the establishing shot of the game. Um, One thing, because if he were just a rivalry, why go through all if he's not a villain, then how do you label the type of actions that he's supposed to be doing by the point of Beyond, I took over the space pirates. One thing I love about different corruption with Metroid DNA is that it's not fully considered a bad thing. Like this isn't phase on corruption, but almost like a final gift from the Metroids to Samus. She carries their legacy now too. Yeah, it's a good way of seeing it, and until Dread reveals that there's indeed a terrible side effect that comes with all that I would equate to be probably as bad as the Phazon's corruption. Sort of a loss of will, more or less. Well, yeah, what the fuck kind of storytelling is it that Silex is attacking a series of Federation's bases and everyone knows his name? But then he gets warped into another dimension and sits in a chair while people forget he exists. Like, why the fuck didn't Duke and Armstrong notice him jumping out of a ship that attacks him? Yeah, I mean, that's no that way. You have to understand. Nora Armstrong was just too busy noticing Samus because she's got a new suit and she did the morph ball. And Duke was too busy thinking about red velvet cake because he also mentions that in that same area. So what is the game you posted in Gaming General about? What's like the gameplay? And what, you play basketball? He's trying to find the art director. We can't hear Gab on stream. Oh, okay. Thank you, Midnight. Oh, I know why. Hold up a minute. My bad. This is on my end. Thank you, Midnight. Give me 2 seconds. No, I've been talking to you, but
It sounds like you were talking to yourself.
yeah, there we go. Can you do it? Can you give me a test?
Can I give you a test?
There we go. Yeah, now I can hear you. Thank you, Midnight. No wonder chat thought you were muted.
No wonder.
No, it wasn't intentional. Everyone noticed Samus's morph ball, but not Silex's lockjaw. Clearly, that is an additional source of jealousy. I showed you my lockjaw. Please respond. I hear him now, doing my part. No, thank you, Midnight. I was working before the stream, doing audio stuff, so I did not have like the audio set up for streams. So I forgot to turn on Voice Meter Banana, which allows me to keep Gabe in his own audio track. He's got a whole audio track for himself. That's how much I love him. Quiet Rope was made. Oh my gosh. Was that enough? Whoa! Eat shit, Emmy. It's just that the Emmys are also so fun to run away from and stuff, you know? I like the split-second decision-making that they force on you so like, great for the Metroid DNA. Especially, excuse me, a 2D game where Samus is this just agile and there's so much mobility options and stuff like that. It's like the perfect thing to just interact with in that regard. Aside from all the fun things that they have in the environment for you to use as well, you know? Quiet Rope was made by Beyond writers. He'd be like, Samus, have you tried Morph Ball? It is impressive that you can use Morph Ball. Like, why did they write the story in such a way that Silex attacks the characters that hate him, but they don't acknowledge each other? We can hear the game now, too. Oh, wow, that's embarrassing. Why did nobody say anything? Thank you, Midnight. The point is that we got this. Here comes the Emmy Smith. Smith. Emmys are amazing because it forces you to be really fast and careful. Not only fast, it's also like the reaction. You know, it forces you into a quick second reaction, split-second reactions and stuff. And then there's all these little details with the creatures and what have you. Like, I feel like with the elements that Beyond has as a story, they could have done something good. My question was that, like, before the game came out, and how I've already said that, you know, Metoroido is about that horror. And, you know, I thought that there was going to be Beyond was going to be a psychological horror game. If, like, alright, if Prime is cosmic horror, and Fusion and Dread are kind of like a little bit, body horror or stuff like that, you know, that you know, they were lean into the psychological horror for Beyond because Samus has got psychic abilities and the Psychic Stone and Lamorne Ghost and all this other stuff. But they also give the game a clear identity. Yes, the Emmys really do help a Dread just feeling like its own beast in a way that just makes it all the more fun to play, especially because, like, you know, they just find ways to just make the backtracking even fun and ZDR feel like a place that was lived in. Only issue with this game is that it gives you such amazing suit in the game and that you don't want to lose, even the game gives you 3 more peak suits. Do you mean like upgrading? Because if that's the case, I love the power suit so much in this game. It's probably my favorite of the suits in Dread that I totally get that with, like, man, I wish I could just, like, stay with this suit. Oh, did it hear me because I did the shot? Adios, Emmy Smith. Beyond being a psychological horror game would have been so cool. Yeah, especially if you just lean into the fact that Silex is, like, projecting his memory onto Samus. Or the Lamornes and stuff that, like, it fucks with her perception of what's real or not. Who knows, maybe Mackenzie and the other guys were never really a thing, and it's just, like, more of Silex's own fuckery or whatever, but it never goes anywhere. Space pirate log. Some keep calling the substance green energy. Apparently that name comes from a mistranslation due to certain incompatibilities with our technology. We've asked our troopers to use the right name's translation, though some troopers insist on calling it green energy. That's something I would put on Prime 5. No, Prime 5 should not just have... Prime 5 should, like, pretend that Beyond just didn't exist. No, I don't want to see green... Alright, here's how I feel with green energy. I was saving this bit for later on the stream, but somebody already mentioned the unmentionable substance. Assuming I can find the picture in the sea of lizard pictures. Hold up a minute, I think I found it. No? Oh yeah, I found it. No? Alright, I have an easier idea. Because if you're going to mention green energy in the next game, you have to use something with it. But you can't really use the space pirates or anything along those lines. There you go. That's how I feel about it. Dread's enemies and music really help make it stand out in comparison. It feels not only lived in, it feels wrong, and it makes sense when you learn the majority of the creatures are substitutes BOWs for one of the X-Parasites consumes. Yes, I feel like I was too harsh on the Dread soundtrack, but the more I've been playing it over the years, it's grown up on me. And I've like started to notice it a lot more when I'm playing the game. Them not giving it a name felt wrong to me. Yeah, because it's called Green Energy. That feels like the placeholder name. In the same way that Ice Belt, it's such a like a crappy name because the name for Phendrana Drifts in Japan is Ice Valley. So it kind of feels like, alright, copy paste print, you know. Yeah, that's Lizard Tomboyant, sending to the green energy crystals that I have to harvest for the Lamorne fruit. Chad, it's okay. It came alongside my View 995 mech. My Golem class Federation View 995 mech. It's stuck in its own pocket dimension. How do we know it's a pocket dimension? It was never established. Oh, have you seen the new DLC for Prime 4? Wow, look at the new Viola. Remember, Prime 4 does not.
You were making a joke. I thought you were being genuine.
Huh?
I thought you were being genuine for a second.
No, yeah, you're seeing it on stream. It's the new Prime 4 DLC. I'm in Soul Valley. They added canyons and floating rocks and stuff. Remember, Prime 4 does not set up the next game, unlike every other Prime game. You, the reader of this comment, could come up with a way to tell the stories that come up from Prime 4's open threads, but the game itself is not setting those up. So Tanabe said they started development wanting the troopers to die. I doubt they don't do that. Yeah, I mean, it's the fact that like the troopers don't serve a purpose to both story or gameplay. They feel like they're adding something to Metro. They're just literally there because they wanted to have like a sad death at the end. You know, it's not like, oh, they're here and you're spending time with them and whatever, so that but they're doing other things and you see them grow or be properly developed through the journey, which would have been easy if you just had to focus the writing onto the one character view, than the rest. And then we give Green Energy a better name in an instant one time. Yeah, we gave it a new name, but like I already forgot about it. It also makes sense earlier on, Samus still had the curiosity about the places to a degree. This is many years later. It's places she's not attached to. Sorry, I shouldn't read the message while I'm playing Metroid Dread at the same time, but that's on me. This is many years later. It's a place she's not attached to, where a person who by all means beat her and wanted to kill her has a shining new Choso statues. The music makes complete sense. Samus is tense and on guard. Agreed. Not to mention that, like, ZDR is a place that's dread and unwelcoming, and you know, it sort of feels like it's hiding a bigger thing in terms of the soundtrack and all this other stuff. I completely agree with you. Like it's things I've considered. Like I might. There's moments where I felt like doing a you know, Dread review, blank many years later. Just because I feel like, of course, a lot of it when I made the first video was coming out of the hype of just having a new Metroid game that was just this good. So new Viola can only be unlocked with the new Nora Armstrong amiibo. Frankly, a follow-up to Prime 4 would be so forced. They'd have to start over the story-wise. I just feel they should have called it Beyond, a Metroid Prime Federation Force story, and I feel like, you know, it would have worked better. Or as I said, like back in the day when they announced the Floating 4, maybe they'll drop the Prime 4, the 4 off the title and call it Metroid Prime Beyond. And so that way it's not less of a continuation and more it's like the 4 is here because it's the, you know, just for marketing, but we'll drop it when we actually have a game.
And artifacts on the situation remains unclear, but you have activated the magma supply system. Continue to search for the unique, and unfortunately, this energy is limited. There are 6 remaining ME.
Yes, Dad. I'll remember that. I also love the little animations when Samus lands on platform when she jumps. It's just the attention to detail is like the icing on the already incredible cake that the game is by itself. I do think Samus should still be more curious about the places she visits. I do think she's still in this game. I like how her monologues and Fusion and Other M contain some of her views on the environment she sees. I like Curious Samus. I feel like, yeah, no, I agree that Samus is like a person that is naturally curious, much like the bird parents that raised her being a raven and a crow are naturally just curious, mischievous creatures that really like to explore and see their surroundings in ways that they can interact with it. I can see that part of Samus, and I like it, but I also like it with the way this game sort of portrayed it more by the way she moves, rather than having to resort to words, because I feel that Samus is more of a person about actions, not someone, you know, social and stuff like that to have all of this stuff to say. Even if it's monologues to herself, I feel like you can, as a storyteller, as the team writing it in a non-diegetic way, making it through body language is just much more efficient than if it's Samus or monologuing about it, you know? The icing on the cake. Red velvet cake. You know what? I'm gonna kill Emmy Smith real quick, and then I'll show another shitpost I did for Beyond. I sent it to Deadweight. He gave it the seal of approval. So I want to have like a second and third and fourth and seventh opinion here in chat. I did it this morning as sort of like a warm-up exercise. It's also cool that they make the Emmy Smith, the one with the big-ass armor plating, they can dock into tunnels. As, you know, from a video game perspective as a tutorial, but if you want to think it from a gameplay, from like a Metroid universe perspective, you know, trial and error, maybe it gave it more defense or something along those lines, better signals, who knows. My opinion doesn't count. I like Metroid 2 Return of Samus more than Corruption and Dread. We all have our favorites. Ghosty also prefers those games than Dread and stuff, if I'm not mistaken, last time. This time you say bye-bye to Emmy Smith. Yeah, that's why I mean she's still in this game. I like when she looks at the Chozo writings in the game. The purple Emmy gets her because of that. Yeah. Oh, there is curiosity still for sure. Berenia still continues the trend. Water levels where off stuff slows down, and she has a chance to kind of think to herself. It's why Berenia still sounds the most traditional and non-reused track. Yeah, it's like Like, I remember back in the days before this game came out, and there was a lot of people just, like, saying that, you know, Sakamoto did not understand the Metroid and whatever because of what had happened in Other M. And then he came back, why swinging? Because the thing I will say I like a lot about the 2D Metroid games that have come out from Mercury Steam is that they have their own identity. I feel like they focus less on trying to perfect the mechanics that came before and just try and take the series to new perspectives, and that really helps give these games all of their own unique identity, which is what made Metroid games fun for me. One game doesn't really play much quite like the other, you know? Even Fusion and Zero Mission have very much differences in map design and topology and movement and what have you, that is just super fun. That it's part of the reasons I gravitated a little bit towards them, is because I always like something like that. And to be fair, I was giving Beyond the same, but you know, the bike we didn't do anything with the fucking bike. Oh my goodness, Gabe.
What?
I go back to the gaming in general.
Dude, I'm trying so hard.
Yeah. No, I do prefer
I've seen
Dread,
that
but I do
ourselves
like
somewhere. I
Metroid 2
seen
more
it.
than Super. Okay. Probably, and I find comfort in Metroid 2 setting, comfort type game. Oh, I get that. The comfort game, I get that. For me, those are Fusion, Prime, and Echoes. I can't describe it, but like, I love spooky games. Save rooms in spooky games, they always give me a comfort. I would have also already been dead at this Dread mode if this was Dread mode. Emio solidified my belief he knows what he's doing. Yeah, even in Other M, I felt like he knew what he was doing. He just was. It was too much of an ambitious project, and you know, there's all these mistakes that we've mentioned. But I felt that he had a vision of what he wanted to do, and to a certain extent, he achieved his goals and learned from them. Who's Emio? Is that an Emmy? No, that's another game made by Yoshio Sakamoto. Didn't he also make like the Nintendo Detective series?
Yes?
Yes. This is the
so?
fan service that Beyond should have had, instead of Nora Armstrong saying, Samus, you have a new suit, and you did the morph bomb. But don't put Samus on a pedestal, make her earn that pedestal. I feel like the more I think about it, the more I wish that the way that the games handled the Federation was closer to the Scans for Echoes, where you have equal people who say Samus is so cool, like Nora Armstrong, but also equal like, I don't buy that shit. Nuh-uh. Yeah, sure. One person took down an entire planet of space pirates. Yeah, you can always attack Corpus. It doesn't make you wait. I don't hate the Federation. I hate is that, wait, hold up. That stains. This is the closest it feels Samus is getting ready for her like rider kick finisher. It's like that's the moment where you hear the final vento.
Final Bento.
Also check it out here. Breathe, pause, sort of like relaxing from the tense of the action scene before going on with the next action. It makes her feel alive and that she's thinking. Mercury Steam era bosses are so good. Agreed. Oh my gosh. I kind of wonder if Corpus is a lab experiment. I want to say it is. At least in my theory it was. Honestly, I hate the Federation so much. I'm sick of them. No, I hate them. We have so many games with them now. We've had so many games with them now. Fusion, Corruption, Other M, Federation Force, Beyond. Some of it's a Prime 2 and Samus Returns. That's enough. We're done with them. They're boring human cops. Agreed. It's, for me, the issue is that not of them existing. It's the fact that when you think about it, the whole reason the Federation exists as a story concept in the Metroid universe. It's just to establish the good force that opposes the chaotic evil of the space pirates in a way. And, you know, what's the side that is, you know, in this Metroid mythos that might be like a good or neutral that counters the evil of the space pirates, but nothing major beyond that. And Echoes, I think, used them the most as a story because the Federation troopers in there were the baseline to actual people reacting to, you know, the whole shit that's going on Aether with the Ying and whatever. So they serve a purpose to die and add to world building, not to be the focus of the story like they were in Corruption and Other M and Federation Force. Because even I will say that Fusion is more of like it's the setting, you know. I feel like Beyond is the one that made the most sense if you wanted to have Silux as the main villain, but it really didn't need to have many or all that stuff in there. You could have just made the game about Silux. And the one when hearing Cobbs in my Burp Magic series, it should do the series, not be the series. Yeah, agreed. She really wanted to do the cool shot that she remembered to take a breath later. Yeah, she couldn't believe. She's like, "Did you get that on camera?" She had to take a breath. We could have so many alien characters, but they keep inventing new human characters. And not just that, human characters could be cool, but they're always Galactic Federations. That's what I was going to say. The problem is that we don't have another human character that's not a member of the Federation. I guess that could have been Silux, but then they made him a member of the Galactic Federation. Like, why the hell are the GF troopers except if you are human? I'll do you one better. Why, like, I think that Tokavi is honestly the lamest of the group because he gets all the time to have a backstory about Solon and his dad, but at the end of the day, he's just building up, what, another bounty hunter in the Metroid universe. And this guy's just a dude who's a hunter because they couldn't get food, and he believes in a higher power. Unfortunately, he's a bounty hunter in the Metroid universe, and between Solon Man and the rest, I will definitely go with a sassy pink shapeshifter any day. Like, who would say that Tokavi is their favorite bounty hunter in the Metroid universe? You would have made him more interesting if he was like a fucking fucking like, oh, I used to work as a shop owner. I just ran the counter and then I got recruited in the Galactic Federation for some reason. Corpia seems either, in my opinion, one of the few remaining survived species from the infection thanks to consuming the Phantom Cloak, or a successful Z-series experiment that became a training tool for Mocking and later had its DNA used for C-57. Both of those are kind of my train of thought, to be honest. I will accept Other M Federation because that game gave me Little Birdie and I will protect him with my life. That probably he will take. Not only that, but there was a clear goal to why the Federation troopers were in this story, and that the story itself called them to have the Federation troopers because it's more like their story, and Samus is just there to be the surrogate for the audience. But like even then, they focus all their efforts on Anthony, so that's why he stands out, and their chemistry between him and Samus. More so than Samus and Lyle, and Samus and Maurice, and Samus and KG, in the same way that Samus and Duke, and then Samus and Duke. The human bias makes sense in live-action series because it's, you know, yeah, of course, cost-efficient. But it does not in a video game. Because they have to be animated, and animated aliens won't fall into the uncanny valley like humans. Yeah, agreed. I just think that they should just kept view. Put all your budget into animating a human into Samoza, and then just keep the bleep bloop to the bleep bloop.
The Phantom Cloak is the Phantom Cloak.
The Phantom Cloak is so cool. It'll turn you invisible. Funny how the most liked GF Trooper in Prime 4 isn't human. Precisely. I guess precisely Deathweight's point. Alright, let me load up the meme. I apologize for the crusty as fuck resolution. but I had exported this so I could share it on Discord. So you're not supposed to see it stretched out this big. There's a lot of build up before it, but it was also gonna get too long, so I just cut it to the portion with the actual meme shitpost.
Meme shitpost.
Meme shitpost. Right here it is.
Meme shitpost.
Yeah, I edited this morning, while warming up for editing and stuff.
Solon sits atop my father. Solon provides equal light to my father. Solon is always watching my father.
Let me race up the. Let me do some audio mixing real quick, cause he talks so softly.
Solon sits atop my father. Solon provides equal light to my father. Solon is always watching my father. That is why we must not bring my father to Solon. I have made mistakes, many mistakes. But through Solon's light, I find my father. Thank you for indulging my father. I've missed these campfire stories. Shamus, have you seen some of the pieces of my father that were teleported here? I believe this will be of use to my father.
It's just a stupid shit post. There's a few species that are said to exist from pre-infection from the dreadlocks, but I'm sure how many of those are only from the English translation of locks. Yeah, that's a good question. I'm hoping it's funny. Okay, I see you guys laughing at it. All right, I'm so glad it was stupid. He says earlier in this cutscene about like it reminds him of his dad, and then I just wanted to replace my father into whatever I could in the cutscene. I'll play it again.
Solon sits atop my father. Solon.
I can wait
provides
for the
equal light to my
Ryuki
father.
memes.
Solon is always watching my father. That is why we must not bring my father to Solon.
Oh yeah, you're gonna love the Ryuki memes.
I have made mistakes, many mistakes. But through Solon's light, I find my father.
That's the part that cracks me up.
Thank you for
Oh,
indulging my
dude,
father.
by the way,
I've missed these campfire stories.
I have a sad news.
Shamus,
Hold on.
have you seen some of the pieces of my father that were teleported here? I believe this will be of use to my father. Please, take this.
Alright. That was it. That's a shit post. You were saying, Gabe?
You know how you're watching Ryuki with Crocker, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you're gonna watch anything Heisei, you're not gonna be able to.
Why?
Well, good thing, Geats has brought more popularity to Kamen Rider to the West, so a lot more people are interested, but also, the entirety of Heisei era that is not Ryuki, I think ZO, is being DMCA everywhere.
In where?
You cannot find X8 anywhere.
You can find it on Tubi.
X8 is not a Tubi.
I saw it the other day. Maybe it's because I used today's sponsor, NordVPN.
Tubi. Kamen Rider.
Did Tokawi make Prime 4? Maybe that's why he said he made a lot of mistakes.
So, Tubi only has Ichigo, 01, Geats, Ryuki, Kuga, and that's it.
Wow, I remember seeing X8 in one of these the other day with Crocker.
Trust me, a friend of mine wanted to see X8 because she got interested on the.
This was this weekend, Dave.
Yeah, talking literally 2 days ago.
Yeah, same here.
I had to go to fucking VR chat to fucking find the show on a private flash network.
Uh-huh.
I think it's called, to find all the Kamen Riders, because the other websites that we usually use only Zeds is only sets and until revise is you can see
Wow.
from Zeds to revise.
Well, I'm sure we'll find an alternative means to playing the show. Anyone
Oh, I
watch?
found it. It's called Weird Chat.
Oh, Ravenbeak is going, it was me, Samus. I was Solan, all I got. I sit on Tokabi's father's face. I sit on him. Deadway is asking if anyone here has watched Arez Zero. I haven't.
I tried. I couldn't get into it.
I do hope Tokushotsu gets to have another writer series on YouTube. Yeah. How goes the roided out meat? Well, the meat is very much roided at the moment. So roided you couldn't see it. I love this animation. Bloop! Ah, so cool. I could watch the cinematics of this game forever. And part of the reason I love is like how it uses the fact that the game is in 3D to like lean into the models and create these cutscenes and stuff like that, you know? I think it would have been very simple for them to just not have these cutscenes and stuff like that, but it really makes you appreciate the way the game looks and the models and everything. Not this time, Emmy. The Emmys are so cute. Oh, it's Emmy Mobius. Well, he said Mobius. At least there's no R in that. If you compare Prime 4 to Dread in the review, maybe show the Ravenbeak scene, but at the end he says father instead of daughter. My father. It'd be funny, but I think it'd just be awkward and go over a lot of people's head because it's like one guy is talking in English and the other one's talking in Chozo. But I'll try it. I'll try it in the edit. Oh shit. No. Ah. Ah, he baited me. Gosh, I love that. Though the yellow one with the stun can go fuck itself. The yellow one can stun you? I thought it was the purple one that stunned you. Or even the ice one, the blue one. Yellow one is just going based. He's scenic. Big Mercury's team uses 3D with a reason that you don't feel the loose of the pixel art. Yeah. It's also the fact that like the game feels like because it's relying on so many strong key poses for the animation and all this stuff. It's the animation what really helps convey that the game could still work in sort of 2D sprites and sort of emulates that feel by keeping detail to a simplistic level here and there. Which, you know, in itself comes as a compromise of the Switch's rendering power or whatever, but they found a way to make the compromise serve the art. You know, it's like that Orson Welles quotes, limitations evoke art. So. Shit. Wait, was that Emmy Soupway? Yeah, that's Webby. Webby? Who's Webby? The wavy one? What does Webby and Subway mean? They're the names Dusty gives to the Emmys, based on the naming convention that the game has for their designation. Oh shit. Have we tried the Q turn down the in-game brightness all the way down for the better experience before? The what now? My one graphical complaint for the game is that the lava doesn't look very lava-y. Yeah, I can agree. Even then, it's like space Chozo ZDR lava, but I definitely, you know, lava looks like lava no matter what. But this room. I hate this room. I hate this room. Nope. Didn't see me. Like, it creates, the enemies create moments like that I just think keep the game so interestingly fun. No matter how many times you play it and how many times you know how to abuse the enemy as AI. You always, every once in a while, you get like an oh shit moment. I'm also trying to go off my memory. I haven't played Dread in quite some time. Mostly because it's on the Switch and like Xenoblade X came out, Crow Country, Signalis. There's been a lot of brain rot that I've been able to play on the system that have come out, even Prime Remaster.
And Digimon's coming to the Switch now.
In the setting, yeah, the Digimon's coming to the Switch, dude. Hooray! In the settings, you can turn down the brightness. There was a time people were posting it quite often. Really, I had no idea that was a thing. I think I did it wrong. Plus, it's more magma here, but let's not go into the debate of when magma turns into lava. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I'm the type of guy that if it looks liquidy and it's red and it's like thick and whatever, it's enough for me to think it's lava, and I think that's like job done. I'm actually excited about Digimon coming to Switch, even though their DLC shit is obnoxious. The only way the partner direct could have gone that hat trick for me, though, is with the Visions of Mana also getting there. Yeah, I'm also very excited for Digimon. I've been playing Time Strangers, and it's really fun, and I really like the art design and graphics and stuff. It's kind of grindy for my taste with how you have to collect the Digimon data and level them up and all this other stuff, but given how fast and you can put it on auto, I'm not too bothered by it. Time Strangers is not coming to Switch 1?
Yes, it is.
Okay, sweet.
They even had a presentation on how it looks on Switch 1 and then on Switch 2.
Oh, I just didn't look. Alright, let's see this supposed funny thing about lowering the brightness. I just feel like it like exaggerates the contrast more than anything. Not today! With my input delays. Still got it. Emmy won, Albert won. This is also my favorite track in the entire game. If you haven't really listened to it because it plays so quietly in the room, go look at the map room music of Dread. It's just so, like, cosmical. Bomberman Collection is mega hype, even though it's a bit sad they didn't add the Arcade of Saturn Bambi Mons and the TurboGrafx ones. Yeah, I'm excited. I love Bomberman, so I'm super excited. I wish they just made one for the N64 games. I grew up playing those more. Yeah, the map room. Map station music is just...
There's a lot more fun Bomberman games than the ones they announced. And that's because Konami knows... I don't know what Konami is doing. There's a lot of like collectors that they don't have the best of the games of those series, like Castlevania, the Castlevania collectors. They don't have... fuck, I forgot the name now. The one that also made the Metroidvania series.
Mercury Steam?
Symphony of the Night.
No. Well, there's one for the GBAs, but they haven't really posted Symphony of the Night again. Really hits the ancient planetarium vibes? Yes, I agree. Considering how Konami has been approaching game collections, I think they're gonna shit out a lot of Bomberman collections. Yeah, and that's why I'm like, alright, I'll maybe just wait for the N64 one, because those are the games I have the most emotional attachment to, because I played those growing up. Shoutouts to Bomberman The Second Attack, which had which was one of the first games that famous game producer Naoki Yoshida worked on. Naoki Yoshida of the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV fame, who also went on stream saying, "Step on me, please." Dread just got a perfect atmosphere with its music that when you hear anything from it, you can guess it's from its game. I agree. I feel like I might have been a little bit too harsh. I just feel like maybe the music could have been a little bit louder, so it doesn't feel like it just blends a lot into the background. Don't mind you that blending into the background is excellent because it's adding to the rest of the adventure, but I just feel it could, like, the sound mixing for it could have just been a little bit louder. You don't know where I am. I tried. I try to bring the bullshit blazing. Fun fact about Dread, in the English translation, the main character is called Samus, just like in Metroid, Blood of the Chozo. I think my main problem with Dread's music is that it tries the same thing over and over again. It doesn't stand out from one another. Also, the MIDI is super awkward. Yeah, I can also see. I can also agree with that. I still overall like as a overall soundtrack. I enjoy this one overall more than Beyond's. I feel that Beyond has some songs here and there that are better Metroid music. Voltforge specifically feels like the old Metroid Prime layered music that sort of tells the story and stuff like that, but I found that when the music went more into the atmospheric side and Beyond, it never quite reached the same level of atmosphere, and this is music on its own that the Dread soundtrack has. There could be something, but also it was too loud. Probably would have been worse. I don't know. I'm not asking for it to be loud in my face, like in, you know, Prime 4's music. Just, all right. If this is set to a 5 in terms of the volume, it could be a 6. It could be a 7. That way I can notice it a little bit more. Is all. I wasn't saying crank the music to 10, but. Selena. Did anybody look at the Pokemon commercial in the yesterday's Superb Owl? For those of you in the USA,
I did not actually.
It was a 30th anniversary commercial about, hey, here's famous celebrity and this is their favorite Pokemon.
I remember when Pokemon cared and they actually hired Bump of Chicken to make a whole song for the anniversary and a full-fledged animation to go with the music video.
Don't they usually have like a Pokemon Presents around this time of the year?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna watch it, I'm just saying. I did not, but I did see that Pokemon finally is gonna have an official After Dark account. An After Dark account?
What does that mean?
For adults? What?
What does that mean at all?
Like Adult Swim? Pokemon Day is late February. That's when they do the presentation. See, Gabe, I told you that it was Shantae. I told you here on stream, and then I go into Gaming General. SMH.
I wasn't doubting you. I was doubting myself.
Fuck you.
And then Cthulhu posted a picture of
you don't even
Hunter
trust
the
me that
Pirate
much.
first.
I thought we were friends. More than friends.
Ah. We're friends with benefits. What?
Yeah, exactly. I thought we were more than friends. Jeez. Actually, I think Fernando's MIDI soundtrack sounding awkward may be intentional with its choir sounding off. Yeah, I agree with that, with the most of the soundtrack sounding, quote, weird and odd because it's sort of the intended effect. The seemingly pristine state of it, yet having no one around. It feels hollow. Almost robotic, fitting considering it's where you find out Ravenbeak has replaced the mockings with chosen robot soldiers. Yeah. I wouldn't read into that Pokemon celebrity thing, it's fine. After Dark is an 18 plus, yes. I was joking, but apparently for Pokemon Day, they want to go do a Pokemon Net for mature fans.
A Pokemon what?
Okay. And they'll announce Generation 10 and 4 other Pokemon games. And then
Well, I hope not.
After they show you their 8 different gacha games.
I hope they don't go announcing 10 right now.
No, they will. It was leaked.
Well, another shit Pokemon game that
we know that the next couple of Pokemon Game Freak projects apparently from that leak a year.
Oh yeah, no, like I know all about the leak and I seen it and I'm like, okay, I would like to see these Pokemon games if they actually give time, but they just finished ZA.
And
let the
hold
guys
on,
cook.
Finished is very much a generous term. They just
Yes, it's a very
CA.
generous term, but
They
I
just
mean
put
like
CA out the door is what you mean.
Exactly, they just put it out the door. Like, please let them finish a game, like at least one. Not much to ask.
I probably enjoy this game's music more than other Imprint 3, 4, and Fusion. I would recommend going and checking out Fusion's soundtrack by itself. I think that the Sector 1 theme is one of the best songs in all of Metroid. I think it just does a great job at setting the tone of more or less the rest of the adventure and how it's a continuation in itself from the themes of Metroid 2. Pokemon has announced Pokemon Day Out and Pokemon Night Out events. Pokemon Day Out events will focus on family-friendly activities. Pokemon Night Out's events on surprises for long-term fans. I'm sorry.
So it's where the freakies go to get with their Gardevoir and Lucario.
Let him cool, bro. Let me eat. I just came out. I haven't played a Pokemon game since X. You're not missing anything, man.
You are honestly not missing anything.
There's not been a single game that's worthwhile being me going, alright, you should probably go check this out if you like that one.
Like, the last Pokemon game that I recommend people has been Black and White.
It's just that with since the Legends games, and now it's even funny because my theories are confirmed. Game Freak has been trying to just emulate Xenoblade Chronicles X. Nintendo's just obsessed with emulating Xenoblade Chronicles X. Here's a little fun fact for those that I think everybody in this chat already might have known, but if you wall jump over here, Samus won't grab up the ledge. Pretty cool attention to detail. Oh my gosh. I don't want to be that guy, but I do judge my friends a bit for buying new Pokemon games. Like, they know they won't be great. Yeah, me too. I do the same. I always raise my eyebrows at anybody who's buying Pokemon games. No matter what reason. Or even playing them. It's like, I feel like the only reason I would be playing the new Pokemon games is if because someone in chat gifted it to me. And because I don't really receive as many gifts from my audience as some other creators, that I would just feel more inclined to maybe just give it a try for a stream or two. I'm not asking for you guys to just go gift me stuff. That's not my intention. I was just doing a hyperbole. That's the whole reason I played Scarlet and Violet to begin with. I'm still not sure if anyone has been able to find the model in that container that vaguely shaped like Dragon during the Dark Sim in here. It's only visible during that time as the first encounter freezes. I wouldn't be surprised if like you exported the model and it's just like that geometry blob as it is, and there's no details to it because you're not meant to see it. Oh, they keep making bad games because they sell. Say the people who buy them because of FOMO in their childhood or whatever. My childhood didn't get a follow-up after 17 years. You can cope. Neither did mine. I'm still waiting for Metroid Prime 4. Still waiting for whatever's happening after Corruption. What are you talking about? No, Beyond is just a sequel to Federation Force. What are you talking about? What do you mean the green energy is over the final name? Childhood 2 coming exclusively to Nintendo Switch 2. Childhood new Childhood Excel expansion pass. Open door. Oh. Wow, I knew that was terrible luck, but I'm living. We're still here. Why are you waiting for Metroid Prime 4 where Hunter's right there? No, I meant like I'm still waiting for Metroid Prime 4. Beyond is a Metroid Prime Federation Force seat. You know, it's got the same mission structure as Metroid Prime Federation Force and the lack of interconnected maps because of it. It's got the Federation Force troopers in the maps. I don't see Silex or anything anyway. They just wanted to put Samus in this one. Green Energy's canonical name will be relevant in Lamorne Warriors, Age of Tragedy. Childhood 2, Samus Aran Edition. Yeah, I might stream Hunters again. I don't know why.
You might stream Hunters?
Yeah, but I feel like for that I'd rather stream Unbreakable and the other games that we keep postponing because I just keep playing Metroid. But for today in particular, just I'll blame the vacuum that Beyond unfortunately created. Just trying to promote the Metroid games that actually feel like Metroid games so that we get more Metroid games that feel like Metroid games. Oh, what the fuck? That wasn't enough? ME2, Albert 1. God, why did they make central units look so chewy? Because they're brains. Brains are chewy. You just want to eat brains, man. It's okay to be a zombie.
True.
Alright, I learned my lesson. If I could aim. Wow. Terrible. Wow. Whoa. Alright, there we go. Hey, if and when we finish Prime 2 on my channel, I might play Hunters. Stretch that baby out for over 2 years. Childhood 2, Samus Aran Edition, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition will have 250 frames per second with mouse controls. How come is it that, like, there's no Metroid Dread and Prime Remaster Switch 2 Edition? And why is the reason so they can just sell more copies of Beyond?
I don't know.
That is generally...
That's a very good question.
Yeah, that's the genuine reason I feel that they haven't giving the Switch 2 upgrade treatment to Prime Remaster or Dread. It's just because people would just be saying buy that instead of Beyond. So if you want to have a Metroid game that takes the full advantage of your Switch 2's power. But we need to sell new game. I don't know if I like this era of salty jack of cards.
I love the salty era jack of cards.
Of course you do. Jack of salt. Salt of cats. Before we get Metroid 4 Federation Force, I want Pokemon ZA2. and it can get the budget of Switch 2 Super Bowl ads. Gosh. I just don't know if I like the idea of the commercial where it's just celebrities talking about their favorite Pokemon. When I think, you know, Pokemon Company having all of these Pokemon Go events, Pokemon TCG, Pokemon VGC, that they'd just make it a compilation of the random people over the years talk about their favorite Pokemon. You know, it's obviously because celebrities sell, but kind of makes it feel a little bit less genuine. I will never take you for granted again. 85% of Metroid Dread's players regaining the Morph Ball. Not to mention the bombs. Nintendo, if Dread was done today, with Dread Samus Amiibo, you can unlock Morph Ball early with Spider Ball. I think that if they did that today, it would be like you could scan the Ravenbeak Amiibo to see the 2 extra seconds where he's without his armor. Just so that they can market Ravenbeak as being so hot and so cool as he is. Also, isn't it cool how we just backtrack to this area? But the teleporters help in a way of just putting you back in like a convenient middle that's closer to where you have to go, which allows the maps to stay big and interconnected just for the sake of compensating for the enemy's routes that it takes. It's just like brilliant level topology and design and all this other stuff. It's funny how Prowl and Smith are the only enemies that can't crawl. Yeah, they didn't get the update. You can see Ravenbeak naked with the Ravenbeak amiibo? No, I just said without his armor, not naked. Look, I am as thirsty as the next guy for Ravenbeak, but come on, Chuck. Behave, just making a joke. If you scan the Ravenbeak amiibo, you can have him in one of his iconic lines taunting Samus, such as, "I've got you where what you know, Samus." Oh, same one too, that's great. I know why you were talking about these Silex amiibo lines. Just 2 seconds of view of him saying, "Told you I was ripped." You were doubting my 10-pack? I swear, you go back to that specific area like 3 or 4 times. Yeah, no, I hate the teleporters, to be honest. I really do. Alright, Deadway. Jeez, man. Look at the special snowflake in the chat. I just like the fact that they put you in the middle of the map because it might make it a little bit trickier for you to explore the other areas as a compromise, rather than like you have to backtrack all the way to the other thing. And in that way, it might make you feel also more disoriented as a default and look at your map and stuff. I say my comment just to troll you, but I know how you feel about it. But you know, chat. What does he know? There we go. Their weight is fine. You don't have to hate Dread. It's no longer the newest game. You can hate Beyond. Moving the sub-area closer might be a little bit trickier than you think. I think that the teleporter is just an easier, more convenient way of coming to that compromise and moving the sub-area closer to another elevator. You're doing the same thing. Except that in this case, you're saving on resources of having to design that way, where you can just be like, wait a minute. I already have this map with all these tunnels and all this other stuff. Let's just put it here. The Samus the whole time is gonna blow. Nah. That's Nora and Duke and Duke. How funny is it that Samus had a bike for a Metroid game, right? And it wasn't even used for the self-destruct sequence. Like, not even that was like, oh, you can have a fun section with a flare pool being blown up and you're using the bike to reach the tunnel, and then instead of hitting the loading screen, you have to actually bike through the tunnel like an F-Zero X sort of story mode segment, where you have to, like, F-Zero X GX story mode had more of that than the Metroid game with Samus as a bike. It's just fun. If pay $30 extra and have Amiibo, you unlock Ravenbeak's gym with home gym movies. Yeah, you get his exercise routine. That way, I'm telling you that you can want these things, but some of the things you want are just way too expensive and time-consuming to be a realistic scenario, which is why artists and developers come with compromises and stuff. I'm just doing a bit. I'm just calling you a sassy little baby. I can say that. I know him. He's my friend. I co-host his streams when he decides to stream.
When he decides, that's true.
Lava just looks like a flat and not hot. Yeah. But you know, it does everything else right.
By the way, my good friend, what games are you excited for, like, this year?
None, honestly.
Damn.
I can't really think of anything from the top of my head because most of the games I'm excited for just don't have a 2026 release date. They just don't have a date, you know, they're still being developed and stuff like that. And I'm just like, let them cook. So I can give you games I'm excited for, but not like 2026 games.
I do have a few.
Which are?
Monster Hunter Stories 3
Alright.
is one. The other one is the remaster of Tales of Berseria.
Yeah.
I love my lesbian RPG.
Yeah.
And Code Vein 2, which released already, but I haven't gotten because no money.
Yeah, mood. Not the Code Vein money.
But besides that one, I'm excited for Romeo's Dead.
Oh yeah, that's the new one by Suda51, right?
Yeah.
Alright, that's one I'm excited for.
That one's releasing this year. I don't remember when. I think March? Probably?
Yeah, I really don't know.
Oh, fuck. Releases this week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, February 11.
Sweet. Well, let's hope it's good.
Oh, that's another game to look forward to.
I just feel like compromises are not always a bad thing, chat. Pokemon compromises because of a lazy development and lack of exploring or growing. The same way that Beyond compromises because of those things. I feel that the way there's games that do those compromises in a way that feels naturally better just for the rest of the adventure, giving, you know, time constraints and stuff like that. Compromise doesn't always mean it leads to being bad. Did Gabe say lesbian RPG?
Yeah, I did. Yes, I did. I find it funny that was like the
one thing.
the one thing.
Yeah, the one thing that the chat like linked to. Super lesbian animal RPG is great.
That's a really good description of that game, honestly.
What game is that? Asks the same chat member.
I'm gonna type it on the chat, Chad. Tales of Berseria.
I feel like my 2 cents on the compromise for the maps in Dread is that the maps have to be big to accommodate the ME's mechanic and interconnectedness and stuff like that. I've seen this being also something brought up in other video game devs talk about video games type of videos on YouTube. And so like that's like the base mechanic. So you're already building a map that feels the rest of it. So it naturally leads to the maps being big. That I feel like the way they did the teleporters was just to cut off on some of the walking backtracking. I'm not saying that you have to agree with me. It's just like when I see the reason why and what they did to achieve it, it feels more natural and something better than like nothing at all, or something along those lines. It's the same way that like Prime 1 and all these other games also have compromises into their level design and backtracking and stuff just to do things, versus Beyond, where it compromises for its lack of things to do by having you compromise and go back to base camp to get your beam upgrades. That's it. I don't think it's that deep. I don't know why we're complaining about Dread when we have Beyond.
Because pee pee poo poo.
No, I'm just I'm being a sarcastic a little.
You always are. When are you not?
Ah.
Oh, yeah, you've been at it for a while already. So, do you want to switch to irony or unbeatable?
Probably no. I think this is the stream for today at least.
Dread.
Giving the time, I did say I didn't have too much time, but then I got like distracted talking to chat. But we can, if I stream tomorrow, we can just start with those instead.
Yeah.
Oh no! All right.
Albert is not sarcastic when gushing about Elma, Samus, or Lizard. No, he's sarcastic about it. A lot of times he is sarcastic even with those three.
I love you, chat. You guys are great. You crack me up.
Lizard.
Thank you.
Lizard.
Was that Croco saying Lizard in the background?
Yeah, I was Croco saying Lizard in the background.
Alright. That was not crazy.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna be officially starting streaming next week.
Ah, sweet. What are you gonna start off with?
A bunch of tokusatsu games.
Lol.
I think I'm gonna start with Kamen Rider Memory of Heroes. And if not, Power Rangers Rita's Revenge. No, the Rita's Rewind, not Revenge.
Oh. Ooh. Ooh. Shit.
Why are you not getting that energy tank?
Because it's more optimal to do it this one. I go on my way back this time. There we go. Hey, I did it.
Look at you.
I honestly forget if this is the intentional route or not, but it's what hardwired into my muscle memory. Yeah, Kamen Rider Memories of Heroes.
Yes, Dusty. Memories of Heroes is a beat 'em up RPG where you play as either O's, Zero One, or Double.
Yeah, I wouldn't know about that game.
Yeah, me too, Dusty. Me too. I need to continue Dragon Quest Monsters. I love that game.
Yeah, I'm surprised you dropped it. Although word of
I
advice,
forgot
do not grab a
why.
suit early if you're not prepared for experiment C57. What do you mean? The game makes you fight him immediately the moment you get the gravity suit. That's not a problem. There's an upcoming Kamen Rider inspired indie game.
Oh yeah, fuck. I wish listed not too long ago.
It's only hope.
But
Honestly, I hope we get another real
crunchy.
Kamen Rider game in the future. I just wish that there was something else than arena fighters or kind of like.
Yeah, can we get again the side by side fighters, the 2D fighters? Because the last good one was the Wizard one.
Or like an adventure game of sorts.
I would like an adventure.
The issue is that like the games need to promote the newer writer, and there's like a new writer coming out per year. There's just like It'd be easier if you just make the game based around like a legend writer rather than the newest one. But then that means you don't promote the new writer and all the new writer toys and stuff. Grapple beam, yeah, this is my favorite. It's just the mobility that you get with it is so satisfying. Becomes a problem if you don't have space jump when you get gravity suit. But don't I have the double jump? By that point, the spin boost? Pretty sure you just need the spin boost. It's been a while. It's legit been a while, so I don't really... Which is part of the reason I'm doing this, just to see how I feel about Dread in a sense. Especially since after Beyond... Spider Samus? Spider Samus. Just whatever a spider can. Shoots a web from the cannon.
I forgot to mention this horror game to you. Came out last year in October, but it's a indie horror game.
Ooh.
It's called Silly Polly Beast.
Silly what?
Silly X Polly Beast.
Mm. Do you have a... Does it have like a Steam page?
Yeah, I sent it to you.
Alright, sweet.
Actually, you should see the thing with Chad. Have the experience with Chad.
Yeah. I mean, we can make... If I'm here tomorrow, I'll probably just stream Unbreakable and other games.
Yes.
Croco just said you should probably play Dread. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck you. Now I want to play Dread. It's because it's so fast, it's so smooth. You can have like do a lot in like a short segment that I also really like.
Oh yeah, didn't Pragmata had a demo out? Yep. Pragmata has a demo out. I'm gonna try that out.
Pragmata?
It's one of the new Capcom IPs.
Oh, Capcom's Death Stranding.
Yes, actually.
I'm
yes.
calling it that just until I know more about the game, because it seems like the same Norman Reedus, but it's a child instead of a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, give me 5.
I'm gonna download the demo to like actually see what the fuck is about.
Alright, I'll just
like
be right back.
Yeah. Hello, Chad. You're stuck with me now. I'm not stuck with you guys. You guys are stuck with me. There's no escape and there's no walls. It's just a circle room. And I'm gonna ask you all to find the corner. Yeah. How you like them apples? I do hope Mercury's team gets to make another major game, but I worry that may not be considering the things that here were happening. I mean, the things about Mercury's team was happening. That's I'm gonna tell you. That's just standard nowadays. Honestly, sadly, that's the standard nowadays. So if they do a major game, is because they just wanted to, or they got told to do it. What do you think of the hit 2009 Zelda game Little King's Story? Oh, Little King's Story. Wait, don't you keep talking about Little King's Story often?
This isn't his channel name, I'm back.
I never got to play that game. Oh yeah, I told the chat that this is a circle room and they need to find the corner.
A circle room?
Yeah, we're in a circle and they need to find the corner.
Oh my gosh. I don't know where I would start looking.
Actually, chat, I'm gonna be funny real quick. You can actually find the corner to a circle room.
What do you mean?
I want to see if chat can figure it out. Don't use also hate teleporters. What about I have nothing else to me as a person?
Lizard, lizard,
Is
lizard.
the corner of a circle room on the edge of the floor on the roof? Yes. Yes, Dusty, yes. The corners between the wall and the floor.
Such a stupid shit post. Alright.
No, that's the actual solution to the riddle.
I know.
Because a room is not a sphere, it's a circle.
Please, laser, stop green energying us. No, the laser has to remind people that we should really not bitch about Dread. I'm just making a joke. We should. It's only fair. Add to my wish list. Seeing the other games you sent me. Oh wow, a horror game that has a female protagonist. Where if I had a nickel,
For every single one of them, yeah.
I would probably just die. So it's like a top-down shooter.
Kinda. It has
Cool.
the trailer had a lot of different sections, honestly.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Ooh. Oh my gosh, she's got horns and tails. It's like, it reminds me of...
Lizard, lizard, lizard.
I mean, I'm trying to think if it might be... Oh gosh, it's the weed energy crystal. Laser reminding us to play the hit 2025 game Metroid Gear Solid 2, the green energy of Tokabi. Alright, try to think. I maybe have like an extra 30 minutes that I could stream, so... How long is the Ironies demo? Not too long, I surmise, right? Thank you, Deadweight. I doubt that you'll stream in the next 5 months. I'm expecting it to be 7. But just let me know. I'm free-ish almost every other day. And stuff like that. Gabe?
What?
How long is the Irony demo or some of the other stuff that you said?
The early demo is pretty long, so you probably wouldn't have the time to play it. But the other one doesn't have a demo, just a trailer.
No, I meant Unbreakable.
Oh, Unbreakable is pretty long.
Unbeatable.
The game is out fully.
Yeah, I know.
Unbeatable is fully out. Yeah.
Just trying to see if I were to play something else for 30 minutes.
I
'cause I got
tried a little bit from the start of Unbeatable.
I played the demo when it was out. Is that Wait Nero from Devil May Cry? Yeah, sometimes I think so. It's not as cool as the other guys. All right. There we go. Gotta plug in my controller. Got that plug-in control to the PC. Ma, there's a tomboy lizard. Ma. Think the shit poster to be like, Ma, there's a weird lizard outside. Looks like a tomboy, the fucking thing. Alright, it's doing the same thing that Armor Core did the other day. Hold on. For the tax. No, thank you. Thank you, Mewtwo. Does it work now? It does. It's unbeatable. It's an indie sort of like action rhythm game. I completely forgot
With
how to
a
play.
lot of funny haha humor. Also stream it on my end so I can see you.
Spin the protagonist is neat. Just let me be. Wait, is this the actual game or is it I still have the demo?
It should be the actual game. No, that's white label. That's a demo.
Oh, then I don't.
You
then I guess
downloaded the actual
I haven't
game?
downloaded the actual game. Whoops.
No, you have not.
Because I saw an update the other day, so I assumed that the update was. Well, that's embarrassing. There we go. There's a Metroidvania demo that I downloaded the other day that's Acolyte that Stream Chat recommended. Maybe I can play that. Seeing that Unbeatable is gonna take a little bit longer just because like a lot of the internet is being used by the stream. Let's try that instead. If this game is unbeatable, then why am I hearing beats? All right, no, ow, that's funny.
Dusty, come on, Dust, come on,
Oh, wow.
come on.
Whoa! Already hitting me with a drum and bass and stuff. Shit, the jungle.
Welcome to the jungle.
How to
And that's
say
where I
this?
end that lyrics because they did not. You get the MCA.
Whoa. Hold up a minute. This looks cool. This is Acrolite, which is another Metroidvania that somebody had recommended in an older stream. It's only the demo. I have an inappropriate pun. Well, you can go ahead, Mewtwo. I know who you are. I know what you are. I love the pixel art though. Oh look, it's the Duke controller. No, you're not gonna? Alright, don't. Fine, keep your secrets then. A weary traveler. Come a long way from home. Merciful rest awaits at the end of the journey. Awaken, my child.
Awaken. Awaken. Awaken.
Awakening. Yeah, right? Mewtwo's a coward for not sharing his joke, even though he made such a big fuss about having a joke.
Yeah.
Bumper is the shoot button. This is interesting. Alright, well, single wall jump. I think so. I like the map. The mood.
Me too.
I like the fact that I can hold it down if he does some rapid shoots. My joke is unbeat-meetable. Gosh. Awesome. Is your valley. Slaver of the valley's many extreme ravines exposed to heavy erosion from corrosive rainfall. A network of small, partially covered caves serves as tunnels to connect the sandy plains at the base of each canyon. Now I'm paying attention. Yeah, the screen is frozen. Alright, hold up. I was just too busy playing the game. I don't know why this capture sometimes don't work. It's the capture card's revenge. You didn't miss much. I kind of like that it looks like we're playing as a space pirate, and from what the menu might imply, like, body horror with swords connected to the brain. I mean, yeah, the guy already looks like a space pirate. That's easy. Pretty cool, actually. There's like a lot of weight to the jump, like a little when you jump in your
Yep.
run.
There's a little bit of a hop.
You can crouch and walk. Is this Silux? No, this is not the Silux. This is more of a Weevil. If we are just to label it as like a Sabesian pirate of sorts. Yeah, I also like the atmosphere. Immediately, like, pretty moody and ominous and mysterious. Ow. It does feel weird when you play like one of these games and after playing Dread and the guy doesn't somersault. For a second, I thought you were playing an old dunk Samosa ROM hack. Is it a Metroid game or just a Metroid-inspired game? It's an own Metroid-inspired game called Acrolite. It's an indie Metroidvania. It's got nothing to do with the IP aside from like being
A Metroidvania.
inspired. Huh?
It has nothing to do with Metroid besides being a Metroidvania.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god. Whoa. Right, so if you hold the left trigger, you can just do the same as Return's Dread aim. It does support mouse and keyboard, so like it's a lot of the aiming. It will be I guess much more dynamic and faster if you're playing with keyboard. Hey, Brandon. The research station has crashed into the surface of Era, in a desert beyond the mountains of the Azure Valley. There must be more of the ground crew nearby. We need to group back up. We need to group back up and make our way to the crash site. Just awoken alone at the healing pool in the caverns of Era. It's a distinct gap in my memory. I have no explanation as to how I've arrived here. My head hurts, but I seem to be uninjured and in good health. The last thing I can recall was a human fleet investigating our ship. We've discovered a number of healing pools on Era, which possess strange properties. The liquid is extremely rich in nutrients. This looks like Metroid Prime 2D fan game, which makes me even more interested, lol. Why does it speak to me more than a recent big titled game? Because it's got more something that it's trying to tell.
Personality?
Yes.
It has more personality.
Yeah, it's got more personality and stuff as well. I'm just like taking in the atmosphere. I'm loving it. Honestly, this game looks very interesting. Actually, it looks like a Metroidvania that leans more towards the Metroid side in terms of aesthetics. Yep, this is on Steam. I'm playing this demo of the Steam version. So if you like this, definitely do go check it out and play it for yourself on Steam. Is it $70? No, I don't even know if it's out. Let me double check. It's not $70 though. No, it's only it's still not available. It's still there's only this demo about it. But there are bird people stuff in the game as well. So it's Acrolite. Does it come with an amiibo? No. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be able to tell you that the devs have only have this demo out, but somebody in chat had recommended this a few days ago. So from the images on the Steam page, yes, there's bipedal bird people. It's a little bit tricky to get used to the aiming, especially if you just came out of playing Dread, because you have to hold the button, and then the stick that you use to aim is the other, so you can do the 360-degree movement from Dread while still running. And from the looks of it, you can play it with mouse and keyboard controls that would just allow you to control both where you aim and where you move independently at all times. Whoa. The main issue I'm having so far is that a lot of these enemies are like tiny, so it can make the shooting them a little bit difficult. Oh shit. You see? They're like very tiny. Will wonders ever cease? Now you're telling me you didn't pay for the music with an accessory. Definitely a skill shoe. This game definitely feels like it's made because of the Prime View cancellation. I wouldn't say so. There's been other Metroidvanias with the 3D aim that the Prime 2D also out. So, I mean, you could be right. I'm not saying that, but I wouldn't just label one mechanic as an immediate. Yeah, they were inspired by this one particular thing. Not that I would be surprised if it's actually the case. So at any moment you can just I can aim where I'm shooting by holding the right stick. Just gotta get used to this new style of combat, I guess, where like in Metroid I feel like it can be a little bit of a problem. Cause like the scan thing just reminds me more of like AM2R. The sprite, honestly, could the sprimes thing work on a 2D Metroid-like game? Yeah, I mean AM2R and this already proved that you can. I just like would keep the scans to a minimum so you're not spoiling too much and you're still leaving things for the imagination. To be honest, this is pretty much what I had envisioned when I was asking you to play a Metroid ROM hack. This fits it to a T. Yeah, I got a couple of other indie game demos and indie games that I'm going to start streaming. Just because that's the type of games that I'm excited for at the moment. Like, I can't think of anything AAA that's like really beckoning me to like, oh, I can't wait to play blank. Wow. I don't know why I didn't check that room when I was over there. I'm just excited by the amount of like, all right, I just started the game. I haven't acquired a single power up, and there's already so many potential rooms I could run into that you know, am I even going the right way? It's even got coordinates on the map. Pretty cool. Yeah, I just think if the enemy sprites were just a tad bigger, so because like the guy is so tall, and it's hard for hard for them to like aim at all these enemies who really hug the wall. It's also like the enemies behave in the same movement patterns as like enemies from Metroid 2 and stuff like that. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Whoa! Whoa!
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Shit. Oh gosh. Cool death seed though. Ooh. Yeah, see that looks like the burp thing. Oh cool, it also tells you like how long you've been playing. This is pretty good. Maybe scanning things could just be deductions to whatever you're seeing. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. No, I'm not winning. I'm always winning. Oh, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
Alright. Coward's Ways Out? Well, Metroid is a game about horror and exploration, not combat, chat. Did you try reasoning with a lanky murder alien? No. I honestly did, but that's not my fault. I was raised into a family that violence, hadar senomen. The platforming can be a little bit weird because of how clunky my guy jumps. Oh, this is where I die. Ah. At least you could shoot the bullets and stop them. I like the little red things floating around that I'm sure will have a bigger thing into the story. Or so, you know, I assume, given there's a logbook and all the setup and an atmosphere and tension. Oh, still got me. Still got me. Still got me. Platforming still got me. Yeah, the guy carries like a lot of momentum when he jumps, so it might be tricky. I miss my wife, Mackenzie, telling me what to do on an alien planet. Go back to base camp. Whoa, who's firing the Cheerios of Doom? Oh, shit. Oh, gosh. Don't worry, in the full game, you'll have a lovable, dorky, nerdy companion who will tell you where you need to go. Stop it, chat. Oh boy, this is a hard game, isn't it? I mean, there's nothing wrong with having some difficulty. I think that the difficulty comes more in the fact that, like, because I'm at the beginning and I'm my most vulnerable, everything that the game, all of these other enemies might be much more harder to combat with just having a pea shooter and my guy having this, like, huge body for a hitbox. That I feel that maybe will sort of be relieved as I progress. But you know, at the same time, I'm still getting used to the game's physics and AI and sort of like its language per se. All right. And then it jump scares me with enemies like that. Whoa. I did it. Is that a power up? No, you can't even break that. Never mind. So these guys remind me of the, what was it called? The burrowers from Prime? With the way they jump out at you and spit at you.
Maybe? I don't know.
Just feel it's a little bit tricky to aim at things without mouse and keyboard, because, you know, if I were playing this with mouse and keyboard, there's this reticle all over the place. Blah 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 blah, skill issue. Blah 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 blah, skill issue. Dash thruster. Oh, look at that. Small thrusters designed for docking vessels in orbit. Press B while moving to dash. Press B while moving to dash. Alright. Oh, okay. I accidentally had to disable it by pressing A on the menu. It's got the the activation from Super Metroid. Oh, cool. Yeah, MC can crawl. Or Protagonist can indeed crawl. We used that. We had to use that earlier too. Basically, get out of the tutorial area. I can get out. Oh well. I just really could not move. At least it also does have checkpoints, just like Dread. Let's go. Not to mention enemies in item rooms. Prometric prayer dies to fish. Well, you know it has. The fish need to eat too, man. Alright, unlike the flash shift from Dread, you cannot use it, like, you can't jump and then use it. You gotta like, commit to it from the floor. You cannot use it in the air. Alright. Jump! Oh. See again, the jump trajectory for these small platforms can be a little tricky. There we go. Whoa, that's a big onion.
The big onion. Oh, shoot it. Kill it.
I can't. I guess this is a wall.
Yep, that's a wall.
No, the game is still being developed. But this is just a demo, so I'm pretty sure that some of these things might be tweaked. If not, there are things that get better as you progress in the game. But so far, I really like the atmosphere. It's got a lot of that Metroid 2 vibe to it. Guess can't crawl that low. Did you try shooting your problems away? Every time, Mewtwo. So far, my results haven't been all too fruitful. Whoa. Well, I thought I could crawl through these ducks. Earlier in the game, I had crawled. I don't know if they have a name. I'm pretty sure that the main character has a name, but, you know. Just trying to see if there was something. Tomboyant pirate. Character should be named Tomboy, yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, you're right. We don't know the gender of the main character. It could be a girl. Oh, fuck. It's just that the jankiness of the platform can feel even more awkward given how small the enemies are and stuff that they shoot you. Biomass pack. More health. Interesting. It's just like, look at all these, look at all these rooms I can go. Gunfire, gravity, unknown. Yeah, we can, the android's name will be Tom then. What do you mean? Yeah, we can pull a Samus and they might end up being a girl, or they might be Silex. When you beat the game, she takes off her exoskeleton. Wait, is this an alien main character, alien tomboy pirate? I guess that's what chat is going for. I don't know why, but sure. Wow. Yeah, the platforms can be a little, like, too... It's the only thing so far that feels sort of janky. In a sense. Ah, shit. Oh well. Let's see down here. I think there was just a power-up earlier that I just skipped by just, you know, moving forwards and stuff. One does not simply get rid of the tomboy, my deal, Albert. Oh my god. I mean, I tried, I guess. But if you guys find it funny... Is everything on this planet trying to kill us? Sorry, I couldn't blame you two. You mentioned Mackenzie. And that guy didn't drop out. Okay. Life has many tomboys, Albert Boyo. I know that. My question was, why my lizard? Oh, I don't know how much I like the instant enemy respawn when you leave the room. I generally, I guess, like more when... Oh! Catalyzer. Biomechanical auto rifle utilizes organic catalysts to fire impact-sensitive explosive chemical projectiles. So missiles. So this is a large map. Not impressed. Oh my, this new... I thought it was like a missile. I hear that in the Sons of Shepherd's voice. He's trying to do Duke. Can quick swap weapons with the D-pad, it's pretty cool. Well, I'm gonna call it here for a stream. No, I found a save room, but I'll see about perhaps being on tomorrow, in which case we can continue a little bit more of Acrolite and try out some other indie games. What are you playing? This game looks sick. This is Acrolite, which is an independent Metroidvania game. There's only the demo out. The game is not out yet. But somebody in the stream chat last week had recommended it to me. So I downloaded it and thought that since I had like 30 minutes, I was gonna just play it now before. Ooh, that's a cool effect on the stream. I like the trailing aberration. So yeah, I would definitely say I really liked what I played, and I'd be down to just continue the demo tomorrow or some other day if I'm still streaming. If not, I will just probably play some other stuff. Who knows? You should try Environmental Station Alpha. Still the indie Metroid I enjoy the most. The game really changed my taste in the genre. Let me look that up while I'm here. Environmental Station Alpha. I think this probably was recommended to me as well. Oh, I think we have it available. I think Gabe might have it. Oh yeah, it's this one. I don't know when I saw this one, but it's been forever ago. I never really played it. Might be fun to play. Yeah, like I'm always. It's from the creator Baba Is You. Oh, great. Why am I Baba? Let's go. Rush the developers. It's been like 10 years. Prime 4. Gosh. But yeah, I'm gonna call it. Excuse me, a stream over here. We'll see about if there's a stream tomorrow. If not, just assume I'm probably busy. And then we'll see if we just continue this Acrolite demo or try out some other games. There's a horror game I was really looking forward to called The Irony, which had his sort of play test out, and I have it available. So I thought that worst case scenario we could also try that and see how it is, because it's also like giving me Metroid vibes in terms of like the setting in the world and exploration. Just call it a horror, I guess. That works. That game is so good. I still remember some of my room layouts like after 10 years of playing it. Take care, streamer. Thank you. Also, hold up, Ram. What do you mean? Baba Is You and Leisure Tomboy. Also, hold up, Ram. Baba is Tomboy Lizard? No, Lizard is Lizard. Stop. You can't just keep doing this all over the place. But yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you for the jokes and the conversations as always and the bits. I really do appreciate it. I wish I could stream for a little bit longer today, but so be it. Why is Leisure is Leisure? Yeah, Leisure is just Leisure. Just let her be. So yeah, hopefully you'll be here tomorrow. If not, worst case, Fridays are always a stream. But well, that said, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Baba used to be a sexy tomboy Leisure when she was young. What happened then? Telling me, what are you trying to tell me then? Wait, I got more Leisure before I go. Just because of the bits. Because Leisure is you. I just think Leisure is Leisure. Leisure, come back to base camp. We got things to do. All right. But with that said, I will go ahead and do my things. You guys take care. I'll see you next stream. Bye bye.